It's your boy j.koolii back with another video. I just installed my JLT cold air intake, true cold air intake, and an 87mm throttle body. I'm gonna let you guys see what it sounds like right fast. So, cold, one start. Alright guys, now when you order your JLT performance cold air intake, it basically comes with two sheets, one front and back, one just front, and another one, this is basically the first one front and back are your instructions basically. So it was pretty self-explanatory except for a couple things. I'm gonna run through the things that might give you hiccups or whatever. So the first one, it says verify you have all the included kit or whatever. Okay, once you verify, you need two tools. Basically these two are the same size that I found out. You could either use a 15x16 nut driver or a socket. I used a power tool, so I was using the driver. Okay, now first thing you want to do is remove the stock air box. All you have to do to remove this is this pin right here. Let's see, this pin right here, you just remove that. Okay, you remove that and this whole thing should come up. The only thing that should be holding this in is this nut. Now this is the tricky part, getting this off. Now what you're gonna want to do is basically undo the AC hose and undo this clip right here. It's gonna be a great clip right on your, like, in between the throttle body and intake, or the box I should say. And you take those out. This is very easy. You just push down on it and it pulls out. This one is literally just like shoved on there, so you just shove it back out. And this clamp right here, I don't know if you can see it, this is a clamp. You have to loosen this clamp with a flathead screwdriver. So you loosen this clamp or whatever, it's still going to be kind of tight because it's been on there for a while or whatever. So what you're going to want to do is you're literally going to have to take, you can even take the flathead and like peel this back because it's flexible, rubbery. You put it in there, peel it back, and then shove it backwards towards the box. Now once that's, you're going to want to pull this out first before you shove this out too. So once this is out, you pull it up straight up. You're gonna have to really force it up because sometimes it might get caught on some things, whatever. Just make sure these two things are undid, and loosen this clamp. Now you pull it out, the whole thing should come out. Now on to the next step. Now when you put it up, this is what it should look like. It should be like, body, wheel, or whatever. So this thing right here, this is like a cap. You're basically going to, you can take the flathead again, it's rubbery. You pull this off, or you could pry it off or whatever, but it comes straight off, and you're just gonna want to plug this hole in right here and put it right back in there. That's exactly what they did right there. All right, on to the next step. Now you're gonna want to lower the lower half of the cold air intake into the slot. Match up that with that, match up the hole with the hole, all that good stuff. It's pretty much the same for Chargers and Challengers. It's gonna fit in perfectly right there. They say you're supposed to remove this coolant. I didn't have to remove it. I kind of just shoved it. You can remove it, but it's a 10mm bolt, and I didn't have one, so I was kind of forced to just shove it in there. You can shove it in there. This does bend a little bit. You just have to get the bottom end first, so this bolt lines up with that bolt. On mine, this bolt connected to the bolt that we took out. It might be here. The bolt, yeah, this is it right here. The bolt that I took out basically fits right into here. It's built in. It's a built-in hole, and you screw it back in. So once you have it in, you know, you forced it in, whatever, you'll shove it in, ain't gonna hurt it, you know. Make sure you put the bolt back in so it's secure. All right, on to the next step. Now on your factory box, there's gonna be this pin inside. It's gonna be in the tubing part of the box. You're gonna do, literally all you do is twist and pull it out, or use the flathead again, but I actually twisted and pulled it out. And this ring right here is gonna be right here in between. I don't know if you can see it, this slot right here. Basically, you're just gonna take that off. It's a rubberized ring, it's easy to take off. You use the flathead again to take it off. And basically what you're gonna do is take this and insert it into the JLT slot that it has for it. As easy as it was for you to shove this out, it's easier to shove this in. So literally, you shove that out, take the ring off, shove it into here. Make sure it's facing that way, diagonal. Not diagonal, vertically, whatever. On to the next one. Doesn't have a picture, but basically you're gonna take the clamps. So this here, this is its own part, basically. And this is its own part too. But before you even clamp these on, you're gonna want to put the air filter on first, and make sure this clamp is hand tight as you can get it. Don't screw it, just as hand tight as you can get it. Also for this one, as hand tight as you can get it, or these two, I should say, it's 2 clamps. Then you're gonna clamp this one on to the actual, you know, the feed. And once that is hand tight, then, you know, you replug the AC in. So the AC hose will connect to this part at the bottom. You can't see it on here, but it connects to it at the bottom. And you're gonna run it through. It'll fit perfectly, like right here. You'll find out. And then it's gonna be a hole in this area. You're gonna take the wiring from the plug that you unplugged earlier and plug it into the stock wiring harness that you took off of the airbox. So basically, you're gonna take that, run it through the hole. You're gonna fit this whole plastic thing through the hole and just plug it in right there. And it should sit flush, like right in this little hot slot or whatever. It should fit flush right there with it. And this should be flush with it too. It might be flush with the actual top of this. It might be a little higher than the coolant, but yeah. So once all this is hand tightened, you know, you can feel it, you know, pull on it or whatever, make sure it's tight. That's where you're gonna tighten the last bolt right here. I'm not bolt, it's just like a little flathead screw clamp. So you're gonna tighten that. Then you're gonna retighten everything to make sure, you know, it's as hand tight as it could possibly be. It's best to make sure that these clamps are even. That's where I messed up. I had one clamp all the way back here, like, you know, the flathead screw where you tighten it. I had one all the way back here, one all the way up there. But, you know, learn from my experience, you know, take that and make it even with that. So, you know, it's easier to take off when you got to clean it and stuff like that. And you should be good to go. I tested it out. It actually sounds like a Hellcat kind of. It's like I had my my girlfriend or whatever, you know, get in the car, start it up a little bit, rev it, and you can really hear the air sucking. And even in idle, you can hear it still sucking. So that's good. And once it closes, you know, it'll be sealed and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Here it says you should change the oil filter every 3,000 miles. Based off how you drive, it could be more or less. But if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I know I didn't, you know, actually show you guys it hands-on, but it's kind of hard to do that, install and record one person, all that good stuff, because I was by myself. Apologize for that, but if this was helpful, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm out this thing. Peace.